Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Nantucket, a new strategy game out looking at the sequel. Basically, it's the spiritual sequel to the book Moby Dick. The events are taking place after Moby Dick. You're the character Ishmael, who's the sole survivor of the whaling vessel Pequod, and puts you into the 19th century whaling world in a strategy game as you attempt to, claim your own riches, but also to seek revenge against Moby Dick, the white whale, in an attempt to, I guess, avenge your former crew's deaths. In our last episode, we successfully rescued the Rachel, the vessel which actually rescued you, the only survivor of the Pequod, at the end of the book Moby Dick. The vessel had been torn apart by sharks. The previous captain who you'd been searching for is nowhere to be found, off on some other voyage, probably attempting to hunt Moby Dick. The one crew member you did rescue told you of this and was the sole survivor, so kind of ironic that you, the sole survivor of the Pequod rescued by Rachel, then rescued the sole survivor of Rachel in this last episode. Nonetheless, this is episode number 7 of this series, and this was taken from a live stream from a couple of days ago, as is my custom so far with the series. I do intend to introduce some historical discussions about whaling and kind of talking about that period of history and whatnot in some future videos, but for the moment we're going to stick to the live stream probably today and for the next couple of episodes. But do look for those historical discussions, because I think this is the kind of game that as we get a little bit further along will benefit for some external non-gameplay related discussions. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump back into this series, into this episode, and sit back, relax, and turn it over to myself in the live stream. Getting me to dig into that as well as reading the novel Lieutenant Hornblower, which I believe was the second book in the Hornblower series after Midshipman Hornblower, although the Hornblower series was written in all of a weird sort of way in terms of order. The author jumped all over, but I remember reading that in classics class as well. Every time you spend the evening with your crew, you notice that they always end up alone. You're a solitary man, and your men prepare to gather around a very sociable shipmate who brightens even the darkest days. Give him every time the crew gathers. Give him tasks every time the crew gathers. That would be kind of a dick move. Oh, you all like a scientist Keo. Well, none of you get to spend any time with him. Let's not do that. Leave him be. Might not be worth a fight. Try to copy his attitudes. Lose prestige. But also have a chance to lose that trait. Ask him to help you with your social anxiety. Lose 2 prestige. He loses morale. You also lose 1. So you have a chance to lose 2 prestige and 2 morale, but you also have a good chance for him to gain morale and you to gain the trait sociable. You also will lose 1 prestige if you do that. Let's do this. So we lose 2 prestige and 2 morale. Okay. Well, apparently that was a dumb decision. Help me make friends, everybody. Andy, I might have mentioned it earlier, but I'm actually in the midst of reading the Patrick O'Brian books. I read them years and years ago in high school. Not all of them. I think I read like the first 6. I've read all of the Hornblower series except for Admiral Hornblower, the last one, and Midshipman Hornblower, the first one. But I've read maybe the first 6 or 7, or maybe it's the first 5. I've read up through Desolation Island. I'm currently going back through the series at the moment, actually, on Audible as part of my commute. So I'm almost done with the Meritorious Command. Working shoulder by shoulder with one of your men, you come to appreciate his attitude. Yay, I got the sociable trait. Yes, I did not bring a therapy couch. I could put one in my cabins, perhaps. Okay. Just as a refresher to all of you watching on YouTube, I know there's over 30 of you watching on YouTube. I'm planning to switch over to streaming. I will still post all the videos on YouTube and chop them up, but I'm planning to switch over to streaming exclusively on Twitch within the next couple of months. So, actually, no, within the next couple of weeks. So, if you do enjoy watching the streams, just feel free to join me over there. Otherwise, the videos will be posted on YouTube in 30-minute increments, as always. But that's probably 2 or 3 weeks away from occurring. Maybe less. I don't know. We'll see. I may also do something where I stream occasionally on just YouTube and occasionally just on Twitch. I'm not quite sure. I do enjoy streaming on YouTube, but I like the idea of giving Twitch affiliate a shot, and it requires it to be exclusive. So King Wilhelm I of the Netherlands inaugurates the newest Rotterdam shipyard. Robert John Tyers patents the Rolito skate shoe with 5 wheels on the bottom. And Charles McIntosh patents a method of rubberizing fabric to waterproof it. Huh. All right, so... yeah, we're not going to do any of that. So we're back in Nantucket. I don't want to do any of those jobs. I have 35 goods in my hold. Got a pretty good crew. Could improve my sailor, perhaps. But why don't we do this instead? Let's go ahead and see about getting a new ship. We've got $5,400. We could afford a cutter, but like I said, there's not much value in a cutter in my view. We already have a sloop. So what else could we get? Darn it, we just don't have enough for the Pennsylvania. What the heck? A brig, schooner, they're both 5,700, and a clipper is 8,500. So we're still not wealthy enough. And I don't think anything is currently in season. Let's see here. Hey, Mr. Emilius. As far as what you missed, we successfully rescued the sole crew member on the Rachel. So it looks like none of these are in season at the moment, Narwhal or the Humpback. So we're going to go ahead and follow the side quest, looking for this, I think it's a harpoon or something like that. So by using all of your contacts, you manage to track down Metcalf's living descendants, whose name is John Metcalf. I think he was one of the characters in Moby Dick. He moved to New Brunswick and became a rich fur trader. You heard from a small town in Bathurst where he manages his business. Search for his office. The town boasts a sizable warehouse where Metcalf stores his goods before sending them to England. It's a quiet night, the warehouse is closed, and the area surrounding is deserted. You look at your men, considering the best way to obtain the spear. It's a spear. So we could break the lock if we actually had a crafting person, or if I had a crafting attribute, which I don't. So we're going to go ahead and wait till the morning, since that's my only option, to speak to him directly. Spend the night sleeping in your ship. You reach the warehouse the following morning, and after speaking with one of his workers, you manage to obtain an audience. Enter his office, where you find him bent over his papers. Explain the ask. Apologies, Captain, but I do not have the spear. I gifted it to the Emperor of Brazil when I met him on business. He shows you a picture of him with the Emperor holding the spear. He then bends over his papers again. Good day to you, Captain. All right, well, I guess that's a good thing I didn't. I guess that's a good thing that I didn't, try and steal it, because if it's not there. So the next task is going to be go to Brazil. The other task on the map also is Mission 2, The Lost Boys of the Rachel, so trying to go find the Lost Boys for the next main quest mission. No. Rationing is there for a reason, folks. Oh, wait, let's go. Gonna go get some humpbacks. It's now humpback season. Ooh, and some bowheads. Bowhead was a tough fighter last time. The humpback was an easier fight, and frankly, I vaguely remember it being a richer haul, so we're gonna go for the humpbacks here. Use this good old trade wind to give us some good speed, and then head north and hunt some whales. So let's go ahead and lower the whale boats. Okay. So here we go. So let's just auto-assign the crew. I don't really care who. I think humpbacks are easy anyway. They're both new. Oh, wow. A 30 HP humpback whale, an adult. Plus 50% damage in feeding areas. So this could actually be more of a tricky fight than I thought. We'll go ahead and roll here. We got a strike, so we're going to take out the newborn right away. So we only have to worry about one enemy, the humpback. And you can see he did 8 damage on one single roll. Yikes, I should have gone with my medic, not Jacob. He's not going to do us any good. Oh no. Overboard resistant, and he just dove. Okay, so he's dove is a word? He dove down. First aid to yourself. Get you back up to health until he comes. Oh, god damn it. Alright, I can do emergency aid, but I'm actually going to strike at the whale first. And now he's bleeding. Nice. So we're almost dead. Big. No. Oh wait. Yes. Yes. Got him! Whew, I almost died. That was damn close. Alright, so 24 blubber. Nice. That's a nice haul there. 24 blubber and 12 food. And the vessel is more or less full. We just leveled up as well. So we'll go to our captain. You can see here we have 2 science, 2 sailing, 2 hunting. We've got 1 more attribute. We're going to go ahead and spend it on crafting since we did kind of get hurt by not having a crafting attribute. And then we're going to go ahead and assign a hunting attribute to his... his character. I think we could... I don't really understand, so can I, like... It's locked. So we'll unlock this. So covering fire, what does that do for us? Covering fire command during combat, damage plus remove card, damage plus bleeding. I like the idea of bleeding more, so we're going to go ahead and go with that. So his 2 skills are a hunting skill and a medic skill. So that's our captain, down to 5 HP. So we're going to go ahead and, I don't know which way is faster, going to Petersburg or going to Norwell. Both are slow. We'll go to Horta, this central Atlantic island where we can drop some of our supplies, hopefully. To Harbor, we're going to go ahead and drop our stores. You can see there we got $681 more for ourselves, $149 for the crew. Go ahead and sell some of the food too. We'll sell 10 of it. Buy some more water. You can see there we're over $6,000, so we should be good. But I'm going to continue hunting the humpbacks as long as it's still in season. So we're going to go ahead and go back into the humpback territory, and then we're going to buy a better ship. And then we're going to increase the crew that we have with us to a larger crew size. I'd like to have multiple whaling boats before I embark on our next quest. You can see here we've got the Kaleki side quest going, which is down at the Emperor of Brazil. We've got the Lost Boys Chapter 2, which is the main quest. We also have already unveiled the May's Destiny. We've got to go back to Honolulu to get our reward, and discovered a new whaling area. We need to return to Peterhead to get our reward, which is a couple $100. We'll go ahead and hunt whales in the humpback zone. Which is taking some time, apparently. Alright, so creature encounter. Wonder if we've leveled up now that we'll face even more enemy whales. Enemy whales, as if the whales had a side other than their own, survival side. Alright, so it is an adult, but there's only 1 of them, so that should help. We've got 2 hunters and 1 medic, so we're going to go with the hunter strike first because no one's hurt. Then we'll go with the medic following on. You can see Jim just inflicted bleeding. And he just knocked Kyo overboard, which didn't do any damage to him, but did make him overboard. He dove, so there's nothing that we can do about that. So Kyo should get back on board. I can't do anything at him because he's underwater, so we'll just skip the turn. And how did he hurt me if he's underwater? He's bleeding. And we can finish him off right here. So there he goes. Humpback adult whale is killed. Wow, Oriole. Wow. I'm not making any political statements by playing this game. Just an interesting game. I'm actually thinking I'm going to do some historical commentaries on whaling as well, especially in this sort of time period. I think it's a period of history that, including myself, until I started kind of digging into this game, I knew almost nothing about. And I'm guessing most people really don't know much about whaling in this period of time. So I think it could be an interesting history lesson in some of these videos. Maybe in an episode or 2 down the road, I'll talk more about the history. Okay, first aid, but no one's hurt. Well, that's worthless. Bubble net spiral overboard resistant, and he just dove. In a throw. Okay. Strike. He's dead. Alright, so we've got just the young humpback whale here, just 15 hit points to worry about. I think I remember seeing the sperm whale, which I believe is the same type of whale as the as Moby Dick, actually is has 80 plus hit points and does crazy amounts of damage, so that would be an interesting one to have to try and fight. You can see I'm starting to use a little bit more strategy with my medic, or I haven't really used my maneuvering all that much, but, you know, having a medic certainly is a little bit more, I guess, not skill, but I guess a little bit more tactical, if you will. Alright, so I don't want to drop the food because that is worth quite a bit. Oh, wait. Alright. Food is actually worth more than the water. The water's cheap. So I'll go ahead and dump that. Get a little bit of the food. We'll leave a lot of water. Maxed out at 30 blubber here. $900 value. So we'll head back to Horta. And then we're going to sail through the humpback whale area but head to Petersburg. Or Peterhead after the next hunting session. Because we need to go there to collect our reward for one of our missions. So you can see $1,100 that we took from the 36 blubber. Our captain's share is $979. The crew gets $215. I am making the crew rich. Sure, they like me. We're going to go ahead and sell some of this food. We don't need that much food. Go ahead and buy some water back. We've got enough grog, water, and all that. So we got $7,500. We're almost up to enough money to buy a cutter, which I think is the best ship that I've seen so far. But I don't know if I'll go quite that far because I'd have to outfit a whole crew as well, which takes quite a bit of prestige to do that. It'll rapidly increase the complexity of the game if we do that. You can see this hunting season is good till September 21st. We've got another full month. We're beating against the wind, though, to get up here. Alright, so we're going to go to Peterhead after this. I'm going to go ahead and hunt whales. And instantly we discovered a whale. I think I read somewhere that said there were in the 1800s, there were 300,000 whales that were hunted. But there was over like 1.2 million between like 1900 and like 1980 or something like that. The powered harpoon, which came into existence in the late, or actually in the 20th century, really decimated the whaling population. So 2 young humpback whales, 2 15 hit point whales. See how this all works out. First aid, well, that's great. No one can use it. So Jim goes overboard. And the other guy gets hurt. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Okay, so strike and first aid. We'll go with the strike. See. And he knocked our medic overboard. Great. At least Jim's back in the boat now. We should be able to finish off one of these guys, right? Alright. Yep, there we go. So, oh, he dove, so we can't finish him off. Alright, well, Jim can inflict bleeding on this one, which will kill him. And then we just need to finish the other humpback. Right, he'll bleed and die, so now we've just got the one other one remaining. Alright, he is back in the boat. HG is stunned. And only first aid, but at least Kia can do first aid on himself. And now he's knocked right back overboard. You're getting wet over there, Keo. Alright. Come on, he's below the water. We can't do anything about it. There we go. Finish him off. Alright. Both those whales are captured, if you will. I guess we'll see if that fills our hold up with blubber. It probably will. Blubber and food will be completely laden. Got a little bit left, but probably not enough worth staying at sea. So we'll just go straight for Petersburg. It's not really Petersburg. It's Peterhead. We're now a level 5 captain, by the way. Read the letter in my cabin. Burn the envelope. During your last city stop, you collected your mail. Reading through it, you now discover an envelope from your mother. It is quite unusual for her to write you, so you're pretty sure something important happened. You just hope it's something good. Read the letter in my cabin. After telling your men not to disturb you, you reach your cabin and open the envelope. Your mother's letter informs you that your family is struggling financially. Your father invested a lot of the family savings into the wrong business, and your mother asked for $300 to help repay some of their debts. Write her and tell her I can't help and I get the trade greedy, or write her and give her the money. Okay, so I'll do that. I'm going to give my mom the money. You write back to your mother telling her you're going to help as much as you can. Upon the letter's completion, you reach your safe and count out the money, wondering if you should send them more than what they asked for. Say $600. and I'll get the trait Diligent, as well as Generous, worth $300 in the envelope, and I'll get the trait Diligent. We'll give my mom a little bit extra. So $600, whatever. I'm gonna get that back in the whaling money that I'm about to sell at Peter's Head or whatever it's called. Might slow me down in getting my schooner, or clipper, or whatever. But you know what? I helped my mom out. That's the important thing, right? Plus, we're gonna get some money for completing our task. So you can see there I got $565 right back. I can go in here to the jobs, get my reward, and just like that, I still turned a little hefty profit. Alright, so the other one is to discover the Ohio's journey, so we'll go ahead and accept that as a side trait. The Burmese Empire forces attacked the British on the island of Shapura. Actress Charlotte Mimulth, known as the Grand Dame of Tragedy, died at age 74, and the Italian painter Francis Hayes presents The Last Kiss of Romeo and Juliet. I really like the newspaper in this game. It really adds a bit of ambiance as you're going through. We're 3 years into the game. It started in 1820. And to see all these different historical events makes me want to make like each one of these a video about each one of these events, talking about different things that are going on. I think that's a really clever gameplay mechanic, and I really like it. Alright, so if we go to the general store, we're going to go ahead and sell some of our food because we don't need that much. We do need some more water though. So we'll get everything back up to having enough stores for at least 200 days. I don't know why 200 days. That's really kind of overselling it. You pretty much are never going to be at sea for 200 days. I think the largest voyage is going to be when you're going to Honolulu for 100 days. And even if you hit bad winds, you're probably not going to go above 120. But you get random events and things like that. And who knows if we want to go to Hawaii or something. Okay, so we now have $7,600. Go to the ship right here. We can see here, there's our sloop. We could get a schooner, which would give us more cargo. Would give us faster speeds. Would give us 2 whaling boats with a maximum of 6 crew. We can afford a schooner, I think, but I can't buy it. Why not? Need to research stoves, and I need to research surgical kit. Otherwise, a rotten brig. Oh, man. But I can't research it. Why can't I research it? Unlock caboose compartment. Stove technology not researched. Not quite clear to me what I need to research. Oh, well, I don't... Wait. Well, that doesn't make sense. It's not available in the kind of ship. So I'm going to have to go up to a cutter, maybe? I really don't want to go to a cutter. It's the same size crew. It's a little bit faster. Don't make me do it. Let's see here. I can't do this. I can't do this. Ooh, a brigantine or a clipper. I want my clipper. Alright. Well, we're going to sail away with me into the night. Let's go and get a little bit more of the whales, if we can get there before the hunting season ends. Then we'll go back to Nantucket and we'll research some stuff. Nantucket's kind of my home base, so I like to do all my research there, because when you do research, you do have to come back when the research is complete to get the actual benefit of the research here. Try to gather wreckage from the wreckage. And our hull loses some hit points. Oh well, I'm not too worried about that. Alright, so the whale season is over. Oh no! Jacob fell overboard. Leave him behind and he dies. Send a whaleboat to get him and he might die. Throw a rope at one of my men. 40% chance that... 10% chance that he and someone else die. Oh no! I threw a rope and one of my crew members into the ocean to try and save him, and now I can't save either of them. I just lost 2 of my best crewmen. Quarterdeck is empty. Lovely. So, guess we're gonna have to put you on the quarterdeck and get back to port as quick as possible. You're not even a sailor. You're a medic. Ugh. Alright, well, my ship is wearing out because I don't have... My hull strength is down to, geez, 10%. Hopefully I get into port before I sink. There we go. Alright. Well, it's time for some new recruits, right? The ship conditions are bad, a new newspaper is available. U.S. Supreme Court rules that private citizens cannot purchase lands from the natives. Thomas Welke, founder of the medical journal The Lancelot in London, and Charles McIntosh begins selling raincoats made with waterproof fabric. All right, we already saw that one. All right, so we'll accept that job too. Let's go back into the tavern here and hire some people. So, I guess maybe right now it makes sense to try to repair this ship. Does it make sense to get a schooner? Oh, a schooner would actually be... Oh, we can't get it because we don't have... I don't want a sloop. Can't get anything. Arrgh! The only thing I can get is another sloop, which, just great. I have another sloop. Alright, let's go ahead and research hammocks. It'll give us a better level of hammock. See, I'm not quite sure how the tech tree all works. It's not totally clear to me. We'll go back into the tavern, and ooh, this guy's really good. Level 10. Glenn. Got 34 prestige, so we can hire some pretty high quality guys. Now, it is going to hurt our take. You can see there we just lost 10% of our cut of whaling by hiring that really capable individual. Same will go if we hire... I didn't even look at what his traits were before I hired him. Apparently he doesn't have any traits. Okay. So we can go with either Russell, Jeff, or Eli. Russell's the best in terms of his traits. He's an orphan, which lay goes to the captain if the character dies. And he's an old sea dog, so plus 50% health during navigation. So I guess we'll go with Russell. Go ahead and hire him. And you can see here our take is down to 73% of the haul. But I'm okay with that, to have really good crew members. So we've got 2 really good crew members that replaced the people who died who weren't bad. We'll go ahead and repair our ship. Do that. And we're researching hammocks, I believe. Maybe we didn't. Yep. So we're now researching hammocks. It will be done in January. And I suppose now we need to sail away. Well, actually, I didn't even check my stores. Let's go back. We're gonna have to set up who's where in the ship too, I think. All right. So stores. Back to 200 days for everything. We're there. Alright, let's go ahead and sail away. Sail away with me into the night. Sorry. Alright. So we've got multiple minor quests. We need to go to Honolulu to track the May. We also need to figure out the Ohio and the Zikron's destiny. Additionally, let's see about... Oops. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and put the sailor down on the tiller. We'll go ahead and put the medical man on the masthead. Alright, everybody, that's going to do it for episode number 7 of my look at Nantucket, a new strategy game out, putting you in the shoes of whalers hunting for Moby Dick. In this episode, we've been kind of tracking around this spear of destiny, is what I'll call it, a spear that we're trying to track down to hopefully use against Moby Dick, but thus far we're just kind of on a wild goose chase. We've been going a lot of different directions and haven't gotten there yet. Nonetheless, we will continue that hunt in our next episode. For the moment, though, I hope you guys are continuing to enjoy the series. Feel free to leave your thoughts and comments down below. And until next time, everybody, this is the Historical Gamer once again saying thank you very much for watching, as always. And until next time, I'm out.